Let's blast a joint.
I'm so high right now. I'm so high right now. I'm so high. I'm so high right now.
There was a video that came out where you, the Iron Sheik, and Honky Tonk Man we're talking about the Chris Benoit double murder and suicide.
Yeah.
Did you know Chris Benoit at all?
Yeah, I knew that.
Okay. So for those that don't know, Chris Benoit killed his wife and his 7-year-old son and then killed himself. And when it happened, I guess certain, wrestling stars were trying to defend him and so forth.
Yeah.
But you felt very different.
Yeah.
How did you feel?
Nancy and I were friends. And we was cool when we would do shows in Philly mainly. We went to the bar. And after she done had a few drinks, she was like, Jack, you walk me to my room. You know what I mean? And I was like, I said, Nancy, I got you, don't worry about it. So I'll walk into her room and make sure she got the room all right, and I'll go back to the bar. And we would travel together sometimes. And when he killed her, it didn't register to me that that's who he had killed. Because they kept saying the wife of Chris Benoit. They never said her name, and I didn't put two and two together. So finally when I did, I was like, that mother, and I was like, for everybody that got something good to say about it, they can suck my dick. You know what I mean? I was like, I'm not going to that mother, I'm not going to be standing behind him talking about how good of a wrestler he was. I think he's a piece of shit. And everybody that didn't agree with me, I told them, y'all can all eat my ass. I don't give a fuck about none of you.
That's an absolutely horrific story. And along with that story, people tried to pin him doing that on CTE and brain damage, concussions, and so forth. But you don't feel any of that related to
He never got hit in the head. I'll show you tapes of Benoit putting his hand up in the way, taking a chair shot. You know what I mean? He never got hit in the head. So that was maybe steroids, but it wasn't no guy. That you just mentioned, it wasn't that. That never happened.
Well, in the process of this conversation, that kind of developed over Chris Benoit, you had made a comment that, ECW was seen as violent and dangerous, but only one person died while you were there, whereas WWE has about 3 people die a year.
Yeah.
Who died in ECW?
Louis Pagode.
How did he die?
Pills. Overdose.
How many people have died in WWE?
A few. A lot.
Okay. Because you had mentioned that Vince McMahon had blood on his hands and he keeps getting away with murder.
Yeah.
Explain that.
I mean, okay. Owen Hart, when he died. He died at a show in the ring. And Vince still had the show. The show went on. And his wife sued him. I think she sued him. You know what I mean? But it was like every time something would happen with one of his wrestlers, he would brush over like it didn't happen. You know what I mean? And time would go by, and he's like, okay, we'll let that go away, whatever. You know what I'm saying? And I was just like, how in the is this guy, every time somebody dies, he gets away with it? And that's why I said he had blood on his hands. Because so many people kept dying in that company. They just had a guy die like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I remember Vince was on Real Sports like a long time ago, and they were asking about all the people who died and so forth. And I remember he got mad and hit the guy's paper out of his hands.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
No.
When you talk about the WWE, you've never been a part of that.
No.
I guess you made a comment that you heard that when speaking about you, Vince said that he wouldn't hire you because he can't control you.
Right.
Okay, do you believe that?
Yeah.
Okay. But on the flip side, people also look at you as you being a financial liability. You know, with the stuff that you do. I mean,
true.
You know, suing Smoky Mountain is a whole lot different than suing the WWE. You're not going to get very much out of Smoky Mountain.
No.
Or the ECW, which ended up going bankrupt. But the WWE is a multi-billion-dollar corporation.
Right.
I believe it's a public corporation. You can buy stock in WWE.
Yeah.
What do you think overall about Vince McMahon?
I think he's a piece. Plain and simple, he's a piece.
And why is that exactly?
Because of all the stuff that he's done, you know what I mean? He'll bring people in, and when their run is up, he'll embarrass them. He'll go out and have a match, and it'll be something degrading as, you know what I'm saying? And that's what he's known for. You know, they had him on that one night when he called somebody with John Cena, and I was just like, what the, you know? And he continues to do that shit, and he continues to get away with it. And I'm just like, what, dude? I mean, I wouldn't last 2 weeks in WWE.
Well, I remember I interviewed Mark Henry, who was, you know, a big star in WWE. And we talked about a situation where there was a storyline where they were referring to the black wrestlers as silverback gorillas.
Yeah.
And he approached Vince about this. He said that Vince supported him and asked him to approach the writers, and they got it taken out. But overall, Mark spoke highly about Vince and the organization. Do you feel that WWE is a racist organization when it comes to the black wrestlers?
Yeah, because they always got the black guy doing stupid shit. You know what I'm saying? They come out dancing and tap dancing and wearing dresses and eating cereal and all that silly ass shit. You know what I mean? The motherfucker is like retarded.
What's your opinion of gay marriage?
Mike, that is the nastiest shit you could ever ask me. I'm sorry. That two men butt fucking ought to be strung up by their nuts. Oh my God, you did not. Two men, and if y'all don't like what I just said, New Jack, this is my personal email, New Jack Uncut 187 Yahoo. If you out there bought this DVD and you butt fucking each other, you should have your ass killed. Shot right in the head. And your parents should be shot for giving birth to your nasty asses. You nasty motherfuckers. Gay marriages. Two men kissing. Oh my God. Now I watch two bitches kiss. I watch two bitches fuck. If I know them, I might join in. Two men, y'all should just die. When you stick your dick in the other one booty, you'll just explode. Just self-destruct right there. It's like that old Mission Impossible. You know, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, boom! That's what you ought to do.
You were a bounty hunter for some time.
Yeah.
You know, you started bounty. How does someone get involved in bounty hunting?
You have to be mentally unstable. I ain't talking about like the dog show, that bullshit. I ain't talking about no Hollywood.
You don't like Dog or like Boba Fett as famous bounty hunters?
No. Dog is under indictment right now, right?
In Mexico.
Yeah.
Mexico.
Okay. Well, I don't. Dog is not a bounty hunter. Dog is that's a fucking comedy show. Okay. When you got your big fat ass wife out there running around with you trying to arrest people and your little bad ass kids that always jumping on people, beating them up, and then you lock them up and then you start praying for them and telling them what to do. I mean, that's a fucking TV show. It ain't nothing but a TV show. You know what I mean? Because I done bounty hunter myself. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes it takes you months to find a person. But why is it every time that he does a goddamn episode, he done found his guy? So I think it's like some little workism going on in there.
So you're saying Dog and Bounty Hunter is a bullshit?
It's Dog the bullshitter. That's what it is. He's a convicted felon, number one. All right. And anybody in the business know that if you're a convicted felon, it's almost impossible to be a bounty hunter. Okay. I was a bounty hunter because I got a pardon from the state of Georgia after I got out of fucking prison to allow me my rights back. But I mean, you know, he's a convicted felon. And have the shit that that's why he don't have a gun. He has what, mace?
Yeah.
That's why, because he can't carry his own weapon. This is bullshit. This is garbage. Next.
So while you were bounty hunting, you know, you said you were in prison before. How long were you in prison for?
3 years.
3 years. And what was that for?
Now you fucking business.
Oh, excellent. Fantastic. Was that for one of the 4 justifiable homicides?
No, that was through bounty hunting.
That was through bounty hunting. So did something go awry, or was it just you just?
I just said I'm not answering that question. Why I was in
People
prison.
want to know this though.
That ain't none of their fucking business what I did before I started wrestling.
You just want people to know the wrestling side of New Jack. You want to know the
Ain't
sensitive
nothing,
side
ain't
of
none
New
of that
Jack.
goddamn. Ain't no sensitive side to me. What's sensitive about me? What? Right, thanks.
There's not. So all right.
You got any pictures of me doing sensitive shit, like going? What ain't nothing sensitive about me?
That's true.
Mental unstable, but not sensitive.
Not sensitive. No. But I mean,
Okay, I play Frogger on my PlayStation.
So of course.
That's sensitive. Coochie.
But I mean, people obviously want to know about the bounty hunting stuff because, of course, if you go to Wikipedia, like that's one of the first things that's in your Wikipedia entry was the fact Extreme Championship Wrestling, bounty hunter, 4 justifiable homicides, and then the fact they say Atlanta authorities have no indication or no proof of any of these.
I never said this happened in Atlanta,
Okay, that's a very good. That's very. That's,
and it didn't happen in Atlanta. That would make sense, wouldn't it?
it would totally make sense now.
Okay.
So,
Mr. Smarty, I did my investigative work, but it would make sense, wouldn't it?
it makes total sense.
I said I bounty hunted. I was licensed in the state of Georgia.
Okay.
Blast a joint.
I'm so high right now. I'm so high right now. I'm so high. I'm so high right now.